In this video, I'm going to very specifically speak about my experiences as a growth product manager. I'll start off with Early Salary, the favorite product that I have launched to date. First 30 days, over 10,000 downloads. Next 2-3 months, we were launching in multiple cities in India, having a lot of mobile app downloads, a lot of bugs being fixed. We were thinking that everything was going a-okay or even better than that, and we were just thinking of launching the app in one more city at a time each month. And as we were going through that process in 2 to 3 months, something came all of a sudden totally unexpected and made us think on what should we be doing next. Competitors, they came in and started imitating our business completely. um, to give credit to them, some of them were able to not perform some of the mistakes that we had performed, and so they were better at imitating us. And though we were the first movers in the market, we still were probably losing some of our competitive advantage. And the question that was presented to me and to the board was, how could we, if possible, switch from a product to a platform company? And that was something that I didn't even know about as product and platform organizations back then. So looking back at the core customer persona, we knew that, okay, millennials, salaried employees, working in tier one, tier two cities. And I started thinking of what are possible avenues, what are possible sources and channels through which we could acquire more of these customers. What could be potential partnerships that we could strike that would help us to diversify our product portfolio? How can we use the experience that we already have to leverage our learning curve and the first mover advantage that we have to preempt some of the sources in the market? And that's exactly what we started doing. We started looking at trying to develop partnerships with HR teams and organizations so that employees within an organization would get a referral, a cheaper rate of credit to get an advance from Early Salary. We started exploring tie-ups with companies that were providing prepaid cards, gift cards, and trying to use those services. We started looking at partnerships with e-commerce companies and travel websites through which customers could apply for an EMI product or a pay later product through us. We started looking at like today, if you look at it at Amazon, you can apply for a loan to Early Salary, and we would transfer money to your Amazon gift card account in India, and you can use that to shop on Amazon.in. So we started looking at over 10 possible partnership opportunities to get started with, and we started picking into some of those things. I helped the C-suite with the business plan development for some of those products, developing use cases for those products, trying to build financial models to check and see whether the product offering as we had originally planned would be profitable or not, trying to check and see how would we be able to share our income and revenue with our product partners and us. So these were a few things that we started doing, and Early Salary is still doing really well and has diversified its portfolio in comparison to many other companies that are still a product company. Looking at few other examples of where I have particularly demonstrated product growth experience. So at Amazon as a product management intern, I was very specifically looking at the brand owner segment of sellers and trying to look at how we can make them more successful on Amazon. So how could we help them increase their revenue? How could we help them to have more products or have better features and use those insights to be more successful at Amazon? So there I was very specifically looking at how I can understand what are the typical pains that different categories of brand owners have, what are the most significant pains, and how can we switch and end some of those pains and make it much easier for the sellers on Amazon, our customers, to just focus on what they are doing and grow. Looking at another example, throughout for 3 semesters at my MBA program, I've been very specifically working on consulting projects wherein I worked with mostly technology companies or e-commerce companies. And in each of these 3 semester long projects, I've been very specifically looking at what is the current situation of the company, what is the core customer persona, what is the core value proposition of these companies, and developing in-depth recommendations on what should be the next steps that each of these startups take to be more successful in their business. And a couple of them who have used some of our recommendations in the last few semesters are doing wonderfully well.